Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to say thank God for another day and another opportunity. Now look, as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be showing y'all how to create the Playmaking shot creator build with the potential of elite contact dunks. Now I just want to say thank you for everybody tuning in today and supporting. But if it's your first time coming through, man, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now I would appreciate it if y'all went ahead and smash that like button. But if you want to be a part of the Rich family, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications and comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you're tuning in from today, and I most definitely will be hitting y'all back with the response. Now, as you can see from the gameplay, we're pretty much able to do everything on this build, and honestly, Playmaking shot creators in the past compared to what we're making them to be today, completely different builds. So today we're going to go ahead and make this build out of the point guard position. Now everything is going to play a huge factor, especially with the body settings. So I'm going to go with the height of 6'8", 190 for my weight. When it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go with 6'10", with the body shape of builds. Now from here, you're all set up to go. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the finishing. So we get 14 badges out of this area. I'm going to go with the numbers of 60, 80, 93, and 48 right down the row. Now with the 14 badges out of tier 1, I honestly like Giant Slayer and then Pro Touch on Hall of Fame. The rest of these badges are pretty solid, but for tier 2, I'm looking at Fearless Finisher. Now we're actually able to unlock tier 3, so look, from the extra 4 badges that we do get from my career, if you throw them into your finishing area, we're going to be able to get one of these 3 badges. Now again, if you do grind out more and more each season, eventually down the road, you will be able to add more badges and equip both Posterizer and possibly Slithery or Limitless Takeoff at the same time. Now if you want to make adjustments towards this build to try to get more badges, go ahead and do so. I'm going to leave it like this, but let's go ahead and go down the row and get into the shooting. Now with the 24 badges, we're actually able to get a mid-range of an 80, 92 for the 3-pointer with an 81 free throw. Now with these 24 badges, pretty much every single badge on tier 1 is going to be Hall of Fame. Now if you want to go with an 81 when it comes down to the mid-range to get 25 badges with Mini Magician, you can do that, but again, it really comes down to your preference. You can even go ahead and lower the free throw, but again, I'm going to leave the build like this. Now look, with the badges out of tier 1, I think everything is looking out solid here. Now for tier 2, we get Agent 3 on gold, which I think is still solid. And then for tier 3, I made this build to where we're able to at least get Limitless range on gold. Now this is honestly one of the best setups when it comes down to the shooting area. But from here, I'm going to go ahead and start with the playmaking. So as you can see, we get another 24 badges, and for tier 1, I like Ankle Breaker on Hall of Fame with Hyperdrive. Now when it comes down to the playmaking, I actually did go with the pass accuracy of an 86, 89 ball handle, and a 77 speed with the ball. Now out of the 24 badges, also out of tier 2, we're going to be able to get Quick First Step on Hall of Fame. Vice Grip is pretty solid, but then when it comes down to tier 3, I think we have all of the important badges. We get Killer Combos, Unpluckable, Handles for Days, and then Clamp Breaker. Now this is going to set us up when it comes down to the playmaking. Let's start with the defense. Now with the defense, we're going to get 9 badges, and with the interior defense, I'm going to go with the 55, 73 perimeter, and an 85 steal. Now I'm going to leave these numbers like this, but as you can see for tier 1, we get Box Out Beast on bronze, also Post Lockdown, and then when it comes down to tier 2, I like Interceptor on silver with Glove as well. Now down the road, look, if you do add extra badges to this area, you will be able to get Challenger or Clamps. It really comes down to how you make this build out to be. Now we're all set up with the defense, especially with having this high steal rating, but honestly the offense is going to be the more overpowered area on this build. So I'm all set up to go from here. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the physicals. Now I'm going to go with the speed of an 83, 81 acceleration, 75 vertical with an 87 stamina. Now I'm going to skip over the strength, but as you can see, we actually are able to get contact dunks. Now if you want to go the extra route and try to go with an 82 vertical to get the elite contacts, go ahead and do so, but I'm going to leave the build set up like this. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out the takeovers. We get the slashing, the shot creating, also the sharpshooting, and then we do get the playmaking. Now honestly, the 2 best takeovers, what I think is going to work with this build is first going to be finishing moves. Now the second one, I would go with the shot creating takeover, ankle breaking shots, or you can go with pull up precision. Now both of these are solid, but again, For my playstyle, I think ankle breaking shots is going to be the better takeover. Let's go ahead and check out the build to make sure that we made it correctly, and if you followed everything exactly how I brought it to y'all, we should be getting these 3 comparisons, and as y'all can see together, we have created the Catfish Playmaking Shot Creator build. Now on this build, remember, we get anywhere from 71 to 75 badges, and we get the potential of a 100 plus driving layup, driving dunk, mid-range, 3-pointer, and a 90 plus steal. Now from here, let's go ahead and check out what we're looking like once we actually max this build out. Now with the takeovers, I think it's going to play a huge factor with this build, but from here, let's go ahead and get into the badges. Now with the badges, when it comes down to the finishing, I'm going to go with Giant Slayer on Hall of Fame, Pro Touch as my core badge as well, and then I'm going to go with Rise Up, Acrobat, Aerial Wizard, and then Fearless Finisher on Silver. Now these are honestly the best badges that you can work with when it comes down to the finishing on this build, especially in general. When you're looking at these badges, I think they're all going to pair up well together. Now when it comes down to the shooting, I'm going to go with Amped on Hall of Fame, also with Space Creator and Green Machine, then I'm going to go with Gold Mini Magician, Agent 3, and Limitless Range as my core badge. Now for the last 2, I'm going to go with Silver Volume Shooter. Now if you wanted to, you can go with Slippery Off-Ball, Claymore, or even Clutch Shooter. Now I think these badges are the best when it comes down to the shooting, especially if you're looking to boost your shooting percentage itself. Now I'm going to leave it like this, but when it comes down to the playmaking, for tier 3 I went with Gold Unpluckable and Killer Combos as my core badge, also Ankle Breaker, but if you want to, you can put this on Hall of Fame. Now I think when it comes down to the playmaking badges, if you were able to make an adjustment, I would go ahead and take off Ankle Breaker, and you could possibly throw on Bailout or even Vice Grip. But overall, I think we have all the badges that we're going to need, and I'm telling y'all, Ankle Breaker is definitely one of the best tier 1 badges that you can use. So let's go ahead and get into the defensive end. So I'm going to go with Ankle Braces on Bronze, Box Out Beast, and then Post Lockdown. Now from there, I'm going to go with Silver Menace, Interceptor as my core badge, and then Glove. Now I think when it comes down to the defense, we have all the badges that we're going to need. But when it comes down to the finishing, remember we do get the contact dunks with Slashing Takeover. We're able to hit from deep, especially with Gold Limitless Range. Then for the playmaking, we're able to break ankles, get pretty much all of the dribbling animations. And then with the defense, I think we're still going to be able to hold our own. Now this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like, but if you want to make any changes and adjustments, go ahead and do so. But if you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments what did y'all think about this build and which changes and adjustments would you make. But again, I just want to say thank you for the support. Thank you God for another day and another opportunity. And if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. I would appreciate it if everybody went ahead and smashed that like button, but be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And don't forget to comment down TG for thank God, as well as where you tune in from watching today, and I most definitely will hit y'all back with the response. Any questions you have, go ahead and leave them down below. But again, thank you for the support, and with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.